Oh no, what did they do to poor Paul? Ah, oh no. On April 18th, 1775, a single patriot on horseback set off on a frantic midnight journey that would change the world. Today, we are tracing his legendary route. So here's the plan. We're near Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to follow the Minuteman Bikeway rail trail to recreate Paul Revere's desperate race to Lexington. It's a gorgeous rail trail that starts from Cambridge to Bedford, Massachusetts. And it's smooth and paved and about as far from a muddy, rutted colonial road as you can get. So let's break it down. The tail in this corner, representing in 1775, we have Paul Revere. His mode of transportation, a borrowed horse. His navigation, the North Star. And his intimate knowledge of the Massachusetts countryside. His mission, critical information was stored entirely in his head. His outfit was practical. A wool coat, sturdy boots, and a tricorn hat that possibly did very little for any aerodynamics. And in this corner, representing today, our mode of transportation, a hybrid bike, a Brompton foldable bike with 5 gears, which is about 4 more gears than Paul Revere's horse had. Our navigation is GPS on our phones. Our outfits, spandex, and styrofoam helmets with shoes that are really not great to walk in.
Sounds like a horse.
The object is the same. Start near where he did and make it to Lexington to deliver the message. His message, the regulars are out. The regulars are out. Our message is a well-edited, entertaining video for our YouTube channel. Let's go riding. The revolution is officially underway. Let's go. All right, showtime. The famous lantern signal has been given and our ride begins. So around 11 p.m. on this ride, Revere made a beeline for a house of a local militia captain to sound the alarm. So for historical accuracy, I've picked out a house that looks sufficiently colonial. I'm trying not to trample on their nicely manicured lawn. Time to do my best Revere. The regulars are coming. We are on the Minuteman Bikeway, and it is a Hall of Fame rail trail. This is a 10-mile trail, cuts right through the heart of the American Revolution, and you can really absolutely feel it. It's very wide, very smooth. When I said that, I ran over a couple of root bumps.
You know, it's a beautiful trail, nice and shaded, but it does need a little work because there has been some root bumps and the lines are very faded.
The division lines in the middle. So after midnight, when Paul Revere was thundering through what was now called Arlington, his horse hooves striking sparks in the dark. Us, we're hitting Arlington by midday. And I'm taking a tactical break at a modern-day tavern, a coffee shop called the Kickstand Cafe. Paul Revere rode in the darkness under a threat of being captured or even being killed. Us, we are riding on a sunny Saturday afternoon under the threat of getting sunburned. Alright, we made it to Lexington. The tension is high. It's around 12:30 a.m. A sweat-soaked Paul Revere rode up to the Hancock Clark house right behind me. And he was here to give his urgent warning to Samuel Adams, not the beer, and John Hancock, not the life insurance company. Excuse me, Mr. Hancock. Mr. Adams, it's Paul. Listen, I got bad news for you. The regulars are on their way. My advice, lay low. Traffic is gonna be a nightmare. We're here. We just rolled up, looking like I got caught up in a flash mob and had to dance it out. So Paul continues to Concord, and so shall we. We need to continue to ride to pass the message on to Concord. Onward! So between Lexington and Concord, Revere was ambushed by the British and captured. My own moment of capture is slightly just dramatic, but just as final. As I paddle through the most secluded park of the bikeway, my front tire makes a sickening hiss, a flat. the ultimate enemy of a cyclist. I haven't been intercepted by the redcoats, but by a stray piece of glass. My ride is over. After the British patrol questioned Revere, they held him and then they let him go, but they kept his horse and his shoes. Paul Revere had to walk back towards Lexington, so here I'm doing the exact same thing, walking my bike down the path. It's a walk of shame. He lost his horse, a key instrument of the revolution. I lost the air out of my tire. So I'm back here at Lexington Battle Green. I didn't make it to Concord, but then again, neither did Paul Revere. The British did arrive in Lexington, and Revere witnessed the start of the skirmishes on the Lexington Green. The shot heard around the world, the birth of American Revolution. I'm here at peak afternoon traffic, but the biggest takeaway is this: freedom is essential, but a good pump, inner tubes, and a tire level, that's a close second. Paul Revere rode about 13 miles in the dark and in roughly 2 hours, dodging enemy patrol and warned the men who would lead a revolution, all before being captured at gunpoint. We rode 10 miles on a paved path, successfully ordered a coffee on my phone, and my only real hardship was a mild case of dehydration and a flat tire. Paul Revere is the undisputed champion of the hardship. So if you enjoyed this historically questionable journey, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what piece of history we should completely misinterpret next. Thanks for watching.
Hope to see you riding.
Okay, we finished the first leg, our first rail trail, the Minuteman rail trail. Woohoo! It was a bit disappointing because we had heard it was kind of like riding through a museum tour, but we did not have that feeling at all.
More of a commuter trail.
It was, yes. And now we're on our second rail trail. We're heading towards Falmouth, Massachusetts, and it's called the Shining Seaway. What is it?
Sea to Shine.
I should have looked this up before I talked.
Sea to Shining Sea, is that it?
Hopefully, we are anticipating spectacular scenery. So
let's go driving to it.
There we go.